Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alex Jones. It is Saturday night. We interrupt the retransmission for an emergency broadcast. It is 9:17 Central Standard Time, 10:17 Eastern Time right now. We are live. It is Saturday night for the thousands of you on the web listening to rebroadcast. I need you to call into all the other little Patriot networks and all the mainstream radio stations, especially in New York City. Luke RUDKOWSKI of WeAreChange New York, of course, walks up to Mayor Bloomberg on the street routinely, asking why they haven't given medical care to the firemen and police and other emergency workers. Much of that is in my film, just for documentation. Truth Rising. And they identify him, they know him, they come up to him on the street and say he can't ask questions of them. And you've seen the famous footage of the thugs with the police grabbing his camera, saying it's a gun, saying his backpack's a bomb, saying we know it isn't a gun or a backpack, but we're going to put you in the jail with terror charges. They're always saying his Infowars.com press pass is, quote, fake, as if the First Amendment isn't your press pass in America for blogging or video, or whether you're Access TV or, the New York Times, it doesn't matter. But we did issue him this press pass. He was going to the Hilton in Manhattan to ask questions at the end of a press conference with Mayor Bloomberg. And when he walked into the lobby, Mayor Bloomberg's security thugs said, grab him. They didn't say leave. They just grabbed him and said, you're under arrest for trespassing, which they have to tell you to leave first. And then they took him to jail. We have talked to him. He got his one phone call, and they hung the phone up on him. Rob talked to him. Rob Jacobson's here. We're actually in the middle of a videotaped interview with Webster Tarpley for the second Obama film I'm going to release on July 4th. So we're in the middle of this. We go talk to him, and they then told him, we're going to charge you with impersonating the press. There's no such law. And with a fake press pass, you're in a lot of trouble, young man. We're going to get you. So this is a political prosecution like in Guatemala or in communist Russia or communist China or East Germany or something. We've got to protect reporters. And New York just lost over 1,000 lawsuits in the last 4 years. Since the 2004 RNC that I was at, where they grabbed AP reporters, American Spectator reporter, NPR reporters. I was there in big orange fences, put them in Pier 57. They lost lawsuits over that, but the thug police, more thug-like than anywhere we found in New York, on average, don't care, because it's taxpayer money these lawsuits are paid back with. So here's what we need from everybody. We need everybody. We called and respectfully said, listen, we're Infowars.com, syndicated radio show, TV show, filmmakers, Luke RUDKOWSKI, that is a real press pass. He works for us. What's going on with our reporter? They would hang up on us. They were rude. We talked to an officer, Fagan, who continued to hang up on us. We need everybody listening right now to call, be polite, but be focused and say, you're saying Luke RUDKOWSKI isn't a reporter. You've kidnapped a reporter in America, and now you're trying to trump up baloney made-up charges about impersonating the press and saying he has no right. No, this is real media. That's why you're getting these phone calls, and this is on the radio around the country. That's what you tell them. Then you call into any other live shows that are on right now. I think on Genesis later tonight. You got Erskine coming up in about an hour and a half. You can call into that show. There's other live shows that are out there. Call into those. We need to get everybody else on this. This has happened to WeAreChange folks before, and we've really gotten a lot of phone calls down there and got them to release people. When I got arrested bullhorning Geraldo Rivera, also in Truth Rising, live on Fox News, I was going to be there from that Friday through to Monday to see a judge till people encircled the precinct saying, let him go, let him go. And they called a captain and realized that it was only a ticketable offense they'd given me. I shouldn't be in jail. And they released me from the cell filled with feces they chose for me to put me in, and were laughing at me. So it's the 18th precinct in New York, in New York City, and it's 54th Street between 8th and 9th. Rob Jacobson was the one that mainly talked to Luke on the phone. Rob, tell us where this precinct's located, any other details, then I'm going to give the phone number out for folks.
The precinct is located on 54th between 8th and 9th. It's right near the David Letterman studio, if anybody has been to Manhattan and knows where that is. It's right around the corner, so it's just right up that block. And
the issue is they kidnapped a reporter and are trying to trump up charges on him.
Exactly. When I spoke to Luke, basically he described the scene as almost the moment he walked into the lobby. And first of all, if anybody's ever been into a lobby of a big Manhattan hotel, these things are almost as crowded as a New York City subway station. People are in and out of there all day. It's a public place. I mean, the moment he walked into
there's restaurants, there's gift shops, there's bars.
Bars, everything. It's open.
And so he got, there he is. Let's grab him, charge him with trespassing, and then charge him with impersonating somebody.
Exactly. He said almost the moment he walked into the lobby, these people came up to him. He identified them as Bloomberg security, and they identified him. He knew immediately. They said, that's Luke, let's get him. And they surrounded him. They called out a bunch of charges to the police officer. Hey, get him. We got to get him out of here, da-da-da-da-da. And the police kind of, put him in cuffs, put him into the police car, which Matt Lepasic told me he has all on tape, and many other WeAreChange members also said
I hope they hurry up and get it out tonight, because I love WeAreChange, but WeAreChange New York, that started the WeAreChange groups, is always very slow about putting video out. They don't need to make it all fancy with a bunch of music and stuff. Get it on the WeAreChange.org site. We'll link to it at Infowars.com now. Go and code it. Put it on the web now. Put it unedited on the web now, because the issue is, from talking to the witnesses, Lepasic and Luke, who called us from the jail with his one phone call to Rob's phone. Thank God Rob almost always answers his phone. They just walked up and said, charge him with trespassing in basically a public place. It's advertising as if it's public, with shops and restaurants, because he dares show up there. And now they're trying to charge him with other things, saying you're in a lot of trouble. Tell folks what Luke told you.
Basically, he said that he was just holding his camera. So he was just basically somebody standing there with a badge on and a camera in hand. And for that, the police walked up to him, or the Bloomberg security thugs came up to him and said, go grab, hey, police, go grab this guy. Get him out of here. And that's basically what the police did. They obeyed command.
But you said that once he got to jail, they're saying you're in a lot of trouble.
Right. Once he got into the police precinct, the officer said to him, hey, that's a phony press badge. You're in a lot of trouble now. And it's not a phony press badge. They're just trying to scare him.
But you don't need a press badge to have a camera. They've made it terrorism to have a camera, period, in England now. That's total tyranny. But the point is, they're trying it here. Just like we had the thugs in New York with the police saying his camera was a gun.
Yeah. And
they said, it's a gun. You're in a lot of trouble now.
Exactly. And I was under the understanding that this was a country where freedom of press was, Well,
New York is mafia-run, period. What else did he say? Anything else he said?
That's about it.
Okay, listen to me very careful, listeners. This is live. It is Saturday the 28th. 9:24 and 30 seconds. 9:24 Central Standard Time. You were listening to a live show on Saturday night. We broke in here during the retransmission because we're up here working at night. Got the call while we're here in studio. I didn't want to wait till tomorrow when I'm on from 4 to 6 p.m. with an official show that's on the AM and FM dial. All we've got is what on our dials out there, about 2,000 people that are tuned into the rebroadcast. It's up to you to call everybody else out there, to get the other little networks and people involved in this right now, to get WeAreChange, Luke Rudkowski, out of jail, to let these criminals that are trying to trump up charges on him and trying to set him up know that we are watching what they're doing, that we are fully aware of what's going on. Now, here is the number to the 18th precinct. Here is the number to the 18th precinct and the rude Officer Fagan, 212-760-8300. 212-760-8300. Call now, and then wait 20 minutes, call again, and then call again. And then call in the morning. 212-760-8300. This is only going out once right now. It's up to you, folks. We've been calling. 212-760-8300. 18th Precinct, 54th Street between 8th and 9th Street.